Today I will talk about work-related stress, and I suppose you are really familiar with it. Before I dive into it, let me give you 10 stress management tools that you can use at your workplace. And the first one is, for me, one of the most important, and that is prioritize and organize your work. And with it, I often say boundaries. Set boundaries are so important. If you don't set boundaries, everybody's so say to walk on you. And another thing is time management. And time management, of course, belongs to prioritizing, organizing, and setting boundaries. Another thing is, when you start your time management, never ever forget your breaks and your lunchtime. Healthy eating is what gives you the energy. I know entrepreneurs who even have a cook to make sure they get all the nutrition they need to perform best. And that's just for you as well. It's absolutely the same for you. So after we have had breaks, how are you going to use these breaks? We have to differentiate between short breaks and lunch. Lunch is a longer break and you might go for a walk, so stay active. Another thing is practice deep breathing, and that is something you can do very quickly. So you are standing in front of colleagues, bosses, supervisors, whosoever in a meeting, and you have to perform a presentation. And now you are getting anxious because you know, as always, it's not perfect. So what do? You practice deep breathing. You might do a few breaths and you will notice your system has more relaxed, or is more relaxed than before. It's not perfectly, perhaps, but it is better. As I mentioned, stay active. Create a support system. In a company, you normally have people you get on well with, a few you don't get on too well, and some people you can't really get on with. They don't match with you, so to say. So make sure you are spending a lot of time with the colleagues you get on well. I will go into that in a minute again. And practice gratitude. Gratitude is something, when you do it in the evening, it will help you sleep. And when you do it in the morning, you work up with a positive attitude. You have started the day with a positive side. So now let's go deeper into the subject. These 10 tools I have tried in many situations, not only work situations, and it depends. Some I do on a regular basis. So I've been walking last night, and that is something I keep being active as much as I can, as I'm disabled. People who follow me know, but I'm still trying as much as I can to be active, for example. And therefore, that is something I do on a regular basis. What I do less on a regular basis, but that's me, it's breathing exercises. But if these are working well for you, do them on a regular basis. What I'm doing regularly is journaling and being grateful. I'm always having loads of things to be grateful for. And that is something that is really important for me, because being grateful means being thankful. That means you are happy for what you've got, even though not everything is perfect. So it is crucial to do the same when you're at your workplace. And when you're in a workplace, for example, you've got this presentation coming up and the deadline is close. You might think, I stop me brakes. Don't do it, because stopping your brakes will stop you getting energy. And if you want to perform best, eating healthy, so if you've got a canteen, go to the canteen, have a salad, have a soup, have something to eat to feel full. Make sure you don't get tired afterwards, but get all the nutrition you can get. And I don't know whether I mentioned it before, but entrepreneurs with multiple companies, they even have a private chef. Not because they can't cook and they don't like to cook. It's, first of all, time management. And secondly, this chef can make sure they get all the nutrition they need. And I have heard that 47 elements we have to take in on a regular basis to be really healthy and have a longevity or a long life. So make sure, and there is something else. Deadlines, I mentioned prioritize. I don't know whether you have heard of this Eisenhower principle, and that means urgent and important, important and not urgent. It is urgent but not important. And the fourth square is not important and not urgent. And what you should have not too much of is urgent and important. When you are close to a deadline, the things that cover your project will be urgent and important. But if you've got a good time management, this is what's not coming up, because you have prioritized your to-do list up front. That means you have private personal deadlines before the real deadline, and you've set milestones on the way to make sure you don't get in stress in the end. So that is what is meant with time management. And time management means breaks, means time off with friends as well, beside colleagues. I've talked about colleagues before, but socializing with colleagues, with friends, with family will always re-energize you. And if you have trouble and are not knowing who is giving you energy, think about who would you drop everything if this person is in need and get there. Because this is the person who is giving you energy. And at the moment, when you drop everything, of course, you give the energy you have received of that person. And the same as with work. I talked about the Eisenhower principle, and I've just gone into one quarter or square of this model. What is important and not urgent is these are the projects of your heart. And even you are sitting and having deadlines, try to have as many projects that are important to you but not urgent. And that happens when you set your mindset in being important and not having it urgent. So if we don't like to do something, how can you set your mindset to like it. What positive outcomes does it have when you do it now, without pressure, without it being urgent? So I hope that helps you to conquer the stressful situations at your work better. And I'd really like you to write down in the comments what of these suggestions and ideas has helped you to reduce your stress after you've watched this video. I'd really would be honored if you'd come back and comment what has helped you. And please follow my channel if you really like my content. It's always about stress, how you can manage it, how you can become more resilient, because that's important for me. I want you to become long-term resilient.